Hey guys, it's Brian here with the Vid-Bits, and I'd like to show you some really cool stuff you may not be aware that you can do before you enter level 1 on the Legend of Zelda. Now, traditionally people go up here and get this sword. There's a method you can play this game and skip this sword, go straight to the white sword, and leave this sword in this cave forever. It's pretty neat, and I might show it to you someday. We're going to go out here to the right after we've obtained the sword and go to what I like to call the coast area, which has the most juicy enemies for loot. Keys that you may not be aware of when you're playing Legend of Zelda. Blue enemies tend to drop bombs, more rupees usually. You must clear every enemy in a screen to make it respawn when you've gone far enough from that screen. So by leaving one enemy on a screen, you will never be able to have that screen respawn. It will keep that one enemy on there. That's possibly useful for you if it's got a screen full of enemies you don't want to keep tackling again, but if you're wanting them to respawn for money reasons, it is not a good idea to do that. You're going to go over here and you're going to fight these red levers. They're pretty profitable. You can get some 5 drops from them. And what we're looking here for in the beginning is 30 rupees or some bombs. Either one of these things can move us and forward, which is what we're trying to do, is get enough to get the candle. So we're at 20. You can see that we've gone this route, and I'm telling you, you'll just find that the yield is just really a lot better over here. Now we've done the best we could possibly do and get 8 bombs, which is great. So we can now start to backtread and another 5 drop. That's amazing. So we're going to backtread over here, and we're going to go the route that's going to give us some money. First, you're going to get yourself another heart container piece here. And obviously, if you're a speedrunner, you may find you taking that potion's better, because if you only need 2 potions to beat the game and you never have to go and get the letter or spend money on it, that's good for you, but I never do that. You're going to move up. Again, you're going to want to fight, enemies that are in your way, but if you're trying to speedrun the game, you're not trying to really go out of your way to fight a lot of enemies, because you now have a lot of bombs, which is going to give you the ability to get some money. You need about 5 more rupees, oddly dropped, which you could get from these guys here. I'll fight a couple of them, see what happens. Nope. Anyways, you can get another heart container piece here. Hooray, we got 5 now. And we're going to, since we don't have that, we're going to go over here and probably get another 5 drop, I'm hoping. Nope, but good bombs is good. I should have dropped the bomb I was going to place before I picked that up, but that's okay. That's going to give us a cave here, which is going to give us some money. So you can see we're right within our reach, but since we're over here, we're going to go take this detour up here, and we're going to get another big sum of money. A lot of money that can be obtained without having to kill a lot of enemies or keep doing dungeon grinds. There are certain dungeons that have a lot more monetary yield for you when you have an upgraded sword, because the enemies will start dropping money at a higher rate, and you can keep grinding those dungeons, but for the most part, the money that you need to set yourself up is all in these secret areas. As you saw, I went through the tree here, and I know I kind of went through nonchalant and didn't explain it, but the best way is to line yourself up with this pixel here on the end of this tree, and then just walk straight up, and you will walk through this wall here. And that's an easy 100. There's a money-making game in that tree. I don't suggest you play it. It is random, obviously. You're spending money to try to make money, and I just don't find that it's going to help me if I'm trying to get to an area as fast as possible, or in my case, I like to speed run the game. Up here is the letter, which is going to allow you to buy potions. And you can see it's convenient on this route that we're running. No wasted time really on this route. Now, at this point, I could probably just die and get to the first part quicker, but I'm going to go ahead and run this route here, which is going to have a lot more chances for bombs and money. I still need to show you the next place I would go. I'm playing kind of sloppy. I apologize. I'm also trying to make sure I fit as much information in this for you. If I was trying to just do it as fast as possible, I probably would have died, so I respawned, but I don't know. There's just a personal pride of trying not to die. Because, I mean, if I was playing this, I would be trying not to do that. I don't do death warps in my runs. I try to do the no death run. But certain people will die to restart at the beginning and get across the map faster. Alright, so here we can buy the arrow. So when we get into the dungeon 1, we'll already have the arrow after we beat it, which is what is not, you know, you can't use what you receive there without it. So it's nice to have it before you start. It also conveniently puts us back in what I told you with the coastal area when we go around this curve. So you're going to be able to fight these juicy enemies again and get 5 drops and bombs if you're using them. I kind of should use my bombs a little bit more since I have a full cache. Especially when you're fighting enemies that tend to drop them. Alright. So, we're winding back up this way. We have enough money for the candle. And again, I'm playing Super Sloppy Double Dare style here. And when you get it, I think it's about 5 screens, it might be 6, but 5 screens away from enemies that you've beaten on a screen is when they respawn. So like I said, when you go this route, these, between the levers here and these guys here, they drop pretty decently a 5 or at least a 1, in the case that they didn't, to prove me wrong. They're also showing me when I told there's a 5. I was gonna say they're showing me also. Well, there's 6. That's a good yield. All right, so we're at about 100. That's great. All right, so we're gonna come up here and get back to spawn, initial spawn. Just to show you that it was spawn. I apologize. I say it's spawn, and I'm not. I'm speaking as if you've played it a million times, but then this is what we considered spawn. So we're going north of spawn, and we're going to blast here. And pick up some more easy money. And then we are going to go over here and buy the candle, which is going to open up a whole nother realm of possibilities for us. Again, all things that we're doing before we've gone into the first dungeon. We've obtained the candle, and it's going to now put us on the next path to make a lot of money. What you're going to do from this now, I'm going to show you back again from spawn. You have the candle now, so you started here, you have the candle. We're going to go switch the candle, show you how you can get a lot of money really quickly from spawn. We go up. You can choose to go left or right. We'll just go right first. Let's go right. Keep going right here. Again, trying not to die or play super sloppy. At that point, I should have just died to get to a quicker spawn for you guys, but... And you're gonna get here, and you're gonna go right here. And here is easy money. Another hundo. You're gonna go back to spawn. And, I mean, as a child, initially, I would have loved to have known that this easily from getting the candle, which makes it so that is really the first move. You can get a quick 200 by going so close to spawn. So we're back north of spawn, so just to double check and show you, there's spawn. So north of spawn, we got the candle again. We're gonna go this way this time. We're gonna go to left. We're gonna go 1, 2, can get a little bit of yield here. I'm just tired of being on life support with this, with my parts. No, a little bit more money. A little bit more money. Alright. Alright, so actually the problem with this is I have more money that I'm gonna waste money, essentially, showing you this. But you're gonna go here, you're gonna burn your bush here, and bam! Here's another hundo. The problem is, if you pick this up, you're going to not get all of the yield because the maximum amount of money that you can hold is 255. So, what I will do then is show you another thing that you can do before we use this money. So we're going to leave that there, and we're going to go and spend a little bit of money on something that we can spend it on, that we will need. I wouldn't say you need it now, but you can get it now, and you can not have to spend money on it later. Yeah, this is the way. I apologize, and I died. All right, so that was death. You can go back to spawn. Again, I apologize. You're gonna go from spawn. Then that's probably the best way to tell you to get to this next part is to go from spawn. And we're gonna go up and left, and we're gonna go spend some money so that we're not going to lose some on picking up that next batch of money. Now, this is something I would say that the traditional person that's playing this game, through, doesn't really pick up before they go into any dungeon, and it's a unique item that, it may help a more novice player out. And I don't know the full effects of what it does other than distracts very low-level mob mentality enemies. But you can pick up the meat here. So, and also I was showing you where we're going next, which is we're going to go right back here as soon as we get a little bit more money and do an amazing thing that you will love. So we're going to go back over here and collect our prize that I showed you earlier. Ta-da! If I would have picked that up, I would have lost 20 rupees. And 20 rupees could take a little bit of time to get. Again, it depends on whether or not you consider that a waste of time or not. Also over here, even though you may not be ready to go here, you can, if you find yourself wandered into the Lost Woods, you can do the up, left, down, left trick and get yourself here and get another item that's going to help you out before you go into level 1, and that is the power bracelet. Most people don't venture over here before level 1 because the enemies are extremely difficult. If you get pretty much hit by them once, you're dead. So I guess I didn't get it that time. Alright, so we're gonna go back and do the coast again. We're getting the most expensive item in the game is really what the goal is now. Again, just trying to show you things in a very sloppy presentation, just casually playing through some of my favorite game here. The things I always do before I go into level 1 when I'm doing just a casual complete playthrough. And you can see why I go this route. These enemies yield a high amount of money typically. And unfortunately, because I don't have the boomerang, I will not be achieving that. But I wanted to make sure that the enemy was off the screen for reset when I come back through this way. There's two things I usually do if I'm trying to get money. Is I'll gauge how much money I think I'll be able to get on the way back. and then that way I know when I can start traveling back. But this is usually the route I find yields me the 20-30 rupees on every pass when I go this way. I'm pretty sure I can beat this screen and then go back and be able to get it. There we go. Yeah, I only need 6 more. We'll see. It'd be funny if I don't get them. So now we're gonna go back pretty much towards that place that we just bought the meat. And the goal now is to purchase an item that's invaluable. It's gonna make the rest of the game, well, especially if you're playing like I'm playing right now, really sloppy. It's gonna make it a little bit better for you, because there's some rooms full of some enemies coming up in some dungeons that are not so savory with how many times you can get hit by them before you perish. I mean, usually like the night enemies and the ones with the erratic behavior patterns are tricky to deal with, and then you're getting a decent amount of damage, and this will reduce the amount of damage you take by half. So we're going this way, and we got 250. There we go. We're good to go. Going up here, and again, you see how much I'm just barreling through enemies. Like, that guy hits me again, I'm dead. But when you can get half the damage from the enemies, it's amazing. And also, it makes it so you're gonna venture now in your nice little blue tunic for the rest of the adventure. Let me go over here and get myself some health real quick. Alright, the next move is to, again, utilize the blue candle by going over here. And show you where you can spend some more money that you don't have right now, because you spent a big amount of money to be able to get a lot more out of your damage resistance. We're going to go up here. Burn this guy here. You're gonna find that this is the cheapest place that you can purchase the the shield. Everywhere else it's over 100. You get it for 90 here to get the large shield. And the meat that we bought over where the blue ring was 60, so this is not the place to buy it. So when he's talking about really expensive, that's what he's talking about. And I never purchased these, so we're gonna go up this way. You're gonna go over here and you're gonna burn. I usually burn between these two. I don't know why. It's the 5th one though. And you're gonna get in here and get your 6th hearth container piece, which is gonna show that you have the ability to wield the white sword. So basically now you can prove that you can wield the next level sword, and so you might as well go obtain it. And this is the route. Again, I don't do any death warps or anything, and I did die once, but like these are the routes that I usually go. I try to play a little bit tighter, but I mean, again, when I'm casually playing, I don't care. I'm just playing it to enjoy getting to go through it again. It still is one of the most nostalgic games for me. It brings me back to being a child. The frustrations of only getting to play a couple hours at a time to try to get through the quests. But now that you have your 6 heart containers, you can say that you've mastered using your sword, even though you haven't been in a dungeon yet, and obtain the white sword. So, recapping so far, we haven't been in Dungeon 1 yet, but we have the arrow, we have some bombs, we have the letter which allows us to obtain potion, we have the meat, we have the blue ring, and the candle. It's a pretty good start. there's just a little bit more you can do. Obviously, I can buy myself a candle, but I'd say, you know, other than that, all these things lead you in a position where you go into Dungeon 1 and you're going to be finding yourself having a great time, and it's going to feel a lot different experience than just going in there normally. So I hope that this was a good guide for you to just kind of show you things that I do to start before I go here into Dungeon 1. And it's been a pleasure to share them with you, and I hope that you'll stay tuned for more tips and tricks and guides like these, especially like this little trick here going in Dungeon 1 removes that first door. That's just another little trick there that we show you here at the Vid-Bits. So I appreciate you, and this is Brian from the Vid-Bits, and have a great day. Peace.